Yes, so we continue our conversation. You just brought up a very important word in the conversation. It's boundaries.
Okay.
So we've said a lot about the theoretic side of self-love.
Self-love,
Now let's
yeah.
bring it down to what does that look like practically? Boundaries.
Boundaries are not to cut off people. Boundaries are to
Allow people in.
Yeah. You know, I usually say, if you have a home that has a fence, or maybe there's a gate, there's a fence, whatever it is it a wire fence, is it a wall, whatever it is, that shows people how to behave as they are approaching your home,
space,
your space, right? There's a gate. You're not expect a visitor to go over the fence.
You're trespassing.
You're trespassing.
I'm going to have you arrested.
I'm going to have you arrested. They will get to the gate, and if the gate has a small gate,
They won't drag.
they will not try to drag.
It's open, just
They'll
the small gate.
get through, and if it's closed, they will knock.
Yeah.
If there's anything like an alarm, whatever,
They'll press.
they'll press, right? Now, those are boundaries. And they are basically showing people how to behave when they come. Others just believe when you get to the gate, get a stone, pow, 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 pow. Especially from the cover belt. That's why we laugh.
It's everywhere.
We hit a lot. But then, the security you have, that's a marker of boundaries. Now, this is to say, boundaries are a form of security.
Never thought about it like that, but okay.
Boundaries are a form of security.
And they are.
That's true, yes. So the first is that boundaries are not to cut off people.
How you
It's
allow
you being in charge of how they come in.
Yeah.
So that's why I was giving that description of the nature of the gate that's there, the nature of the wall that's there. You know, when I come, I find a wall. I'll not cross over.
Yes.
I'll get to the
gate.
So that is showing me how you want me to get in. Secondly, it is a form of security because you are protecting what's inside. What's inside, their assets. The home is an asset. If there are vehicles and all these other things, those are assets that are inside. So a boundary, thirdly, it's securing what's inside. So they are assets, right? Inside. The same with you. The boundaries you're having are protecting what's inside. Now, what's inside of you is their vision, is their integrity and their values. That's what you're protecting within you, right? So, boundaries, what have I said? Yeah, so the third thing is they're protecting what's inside. Now, mostly, people don't have what to protect because you know, the Bible says, protect your heart with all diligence, for out of it
flow the things of life.
Most people don't have what's inside
that can flow.
Or rather, they have what's inside that
but
can
the
flow.
goodness is we've talked at length about that self-love.
About that self-love, Most people don't have substantial stuff inside to protect. That's why anyone and everyone can just go in,
and
out.
go as they want.
Yeah, so they just trespass in your life. You know, a lot of people are just trespassing in your life. They want to go to a place that you are not even going. They trespass. And you're just allowing them.
That. You know why I love that?
I
love them. I've been in love, not just the okay, look, I love cars, okay, big cars, I love that. I imagine if I bought one of those cars, while you're saying you don't have anything to protect inside. I imagine if I bought one of those cars and it's parked in my yard, would I leave my gate open?
Okay, you see? Assets.
Yeah. So if I have that like that Ford thing or the G-Wagon and it's parked in my yard,
will you just leave your gate open?
I won't leave it open because I know that I'm exposing it to and a lot of times we're not valuing, like you are saying, what is on the inside.
We haven't placed
value
on the vision we have.
Yeah.
Haven't placed value on the values we have.
Expose it like that.
We wouldn't be exposing anyhow. We wouldn't be allowing people to be trespassing in your life.
Like, okay, I like that. I never thought of that.
So a lot of people at our workplace are trespassing in our lives.
Yeah.
A lot of people at our place of school, those that are in school, trespassing in our lives. A lot of people at church.
But we're not ready to have that conversation.
But then we'll talk about church.
There's a whole episode.
There's a whole episode for church relations. Yeah. So a lot of people are trespassing in our lives and we're tolerating it.
Yeah.
Now, how do we know? There are those friends and family members that we always get up to. That one, what they did. No, they are basically trespassing. You've allowed it. Yeah. The people we complain about.
Yeah.
The friends we complain about. How could she? She did this. We go out and she's trespassing.
Yeah.
There's no boundary.
There's no boundary, yeah.
And the thing is, boundaries are never communicated. We anticipate.
Everybody's more mental boundaries. In your head, you have a mental boundary.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
You haven't
we can't read your mind.
You haven't asserted that. Sometimes it's not about saying, "Oh, this is my boundary." You can assert it by even just your behavior. But there are a lot of people who have mental boundaries. Like I'm not if a guy cheats on me, I can't stay with him. He cheats on you, and then you stay with him.
Yes.
I'm like, until the boundary. You know what I mean? It's like,
you didn't mention.
You didn't mention. And even if you mention,
yes,
it's a lot like values.
Yeah.
Like, I am a person of integrity. But the moment a bribe comes on the table, you take it. So, sir, where is your integrity? I thought you told me that this is your value. You know what I mean? And I think we do something like that with boundaries as well, where I don't tolerate disrespect. And you are disrespected, and you tolerate it.
And you tolerate it.
Okay.
Again, the person will.
Then they will repeat. They'll
disrespect you again.
Mental boundaries, mental values.
Mental values, yes. Yeah. I think it's good to communicate these things, especially that you want the people to know how to handle you or how to live at peace with you. So it's good to communicate. That is why most people, I think we have those friends that we would share keys to our home.
Yeah.
We tell them what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And some of them know.
And some of them at least know because they have seen
you.
Yes. You have, at least demonstrated how things should be done. You don't like the
dishes sleeping overnight.
The dishes sleeping overnight in the sink, at times just leaving them in the living room. You have that order.
Yeah.
So boundaries, as we close, is that it also brings order in your life. A lot of people don't have order in their lives because they lack boundaries. And if we understand it from that perspective, but I really want to mention this. Let's communicate boundaries.
Okay.
Because a lot of people assume if I communicate,
then it's accepted.
The person will be upset. At times we feel...
there's a fear of acceptance. See me.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, it is what it is.
But it's good to allow people to know how to handle you. To say, okay, I don't like that.
Give permission to people to grow as well.
Yes, because if we don't communicate, expectations kill us. Not everybody will know that you don't like this. Not everybody will know that you don't like mojito.
Yeah.
But when you say, okay,
why are you throwing shade? Please, it's a mocktail. Okay, continue. As you were.
So that not everybody will know.
Yeah.
So at least say, okay, no, I don't like this. I don't agree to this. I don't appreciate this in a polite way. Then we'll know how to handle you. The thing is, we expect every adult has morals. We expect every adult has etiquette. We expect every adult is professional. Oh my God, people are not professional in Lusaka. We expect flames.
Sorry.
So we expect that, because they're an adult, they should know this, they should know that. No. Some people don't.
They don't.
Some people
That's
don't.
true.
That's why they will trespass you with time.
Yeah.
Because some people are good with time management. I'm not saying I'm good, I'm trying. But
Mm-hmm.
there's
So
I'm managing.
but it's not that bad.
Thank
It's
you.
not that
Thank
bad.
you.
It's not
Thank you.
terrible. It's not horrible.
It's not horrible, right?
Like we can account for like traffic and things like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not
Thank
that
you. I
bad.
feel comforted.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So all these areas of boundaries, I think, speak to the what we're nurturing inside. That's why at times I say boundaries are not necessarily for what's outside. Boundaries are for what you're nurturing inside. Therefore, protecting what you're nurturing inside. So are you on a journey nurturing something inside? If you're not, you don't need boundaries. We'll be here to trespass.
We do what we do.
Do what we do.
Yeah, and also most importantly, because this is about personal growth, it's not just about you. That treasure, that the vision that you talked about, who you are becoming. It's because as a kingdom citizen, as a Christian, again, it doesn't start and end with you.
Yes.
You are called. You are on a journey, on an assignment that God has called you to, and that's why it's important when you learn to love yourself, to nurture those things. And it's beyond bubble baths, because when you learn to be patient with yourself, you know that rest is important. It's not a reward for productivity. It's essential for productivity. So you start to learn you learn to manage yourself, and then you know that taking a bubble bath won't fix the fact that you're a rude person and you just needed a break.
Won't fix the fact that you have a bad attitude.
Yeah, you need to build character and invest in yourself. And you see, the beauty is God has placed treasure on the inside of each one of us. So just because you haven't valued it yet, it doesn't mean that it's not valuable. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of people. You can, if I get gold and give it to Malachi when he was 2 years old, he'll play with it, he'll throw it away. It doesn't mean that gold has lost its value. It's still gold. But if I give Malachi gold at the age of 25 years old, with everything that he has learned and the knowledge, he will value it better. The question is, are you mining from your own resources? Because God has already placed all the valuable things in the inside of us, and it's up to us. And we can't see those things because, again, we don't have a healthy perspective of love. We're not surrounded by the right people. We haven't created the right boundaries, not to keep people out, but to show them how to come in, how to go out, when to come in and when to go out.
True. So, I don't receive calls after 22.
Yeah, so it's those boundaries, because you need to rest.
Because you need to
rest. In your
rest.
job, you're an introvert who's talking to people all the time, and you need to recharge and otherwise it's been an interesting conversation.
It has been.
It has been.
I have one question for you though. Yes.
Okay.
Regarding boundaries. So what boundaries have you recently set?
Recently? Recently?
Yeah.
I haven't set any recent.
Okay, what boundaries did you set last?
I feel like I'm here for pressure. No, I can't remember.
I'm not for pressure.
I think I have pretty standard boundaries.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think some of them perform as I go along. But you know, I had a procedure recently.
Oh yeah.
Actually, most recently during I set some boundaries. Before, I'm glad you actually asked that. So
okay,
now I've remembered. So I had a medical procedure.
Yes.
And before going into theater, I had deliberately not told a lot of people that I was going to have the procedure done. Because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. I was managing anxiety. I didn't know what to expect. I had questions of my own, so I told my mom, I told a friend or two, and I said, okay, like after the procedure, then you can tell people it's okay. Like tell like church, tell people. So that was one boundary I set, so that I could manage my own mental health. Because I didn't imagine that I would ever need surgery in my life. I never thought. And then now it was like in 1 week I had to take a decision to be cut through and have the procedure. So I set that boundary where I said I need space. And a few days post surgery, I barely picked up my phone because now it's like I'm acclimatizing back into life. Because life had really changed in ways
you didn't expect.
In ways I didn't expect, and so it was again saying, oh, okay, this is what I need at this time. I need to rest. I need to, and sometimes, people mean well. They want to talk to you, but
then you're not in the space.
And you need to rest. So that was. It's been a very interesting season, and because of those boundaries, a lot of my relationships have really shifted. Okay. So it's adjusting into those relationships because some people felt like, oh, but you didn't tell me. And
we feel entitled.
Feel entitled to that.
Entitled.
But sorry, I'm not sorry.
I
needed it
to
be that way.
True. That's why I love the fact that you brought it out that way, because it also validates the point that we raised. Boundaries are to protect what you're nurturing inside. And as you're nurturing that, there's an element of the heart, there's an element of the mind. So you don't need everybody's attention when you're going through some things.
There were some lines I had to draw, and I just said in this season, I don't think that I have the capacity
to
for this relationship,
And the energy energy.
So, and it shifted the dynamics, and obviously there's certain heartbreak, and I imagine like with Jesus, right, when he was crucified and all his friends scampered. It must have been very heartbreaking to hang on the cross and you don't see your friends. I mean, there were the women there. Women are the loyal ones. But I can imagine.
No, women are loyal.
But I can only imagine what he was from the humanity side. You're looking down, you're dying. And you don't have the people you were with that close. But
somebody's denying you 3 times somewhere.
Literally cussing people out. But so I think
he's warming up somewhere.
And he's like, I don't know this guy.
And he's even denying you. Hey, people.
Couldn't be wicked. So I think that's, now that you bring it up, I had to say, in this season, I don't have the capacity.
Okay. And that's important because it also speaks to self-awareness, the self-love. Remember, self-love is about prioritizing you.
But it was a hard. It was like, no, in this season, I don't have the capacity. There's losses. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're going to.
Oh no, growth comes with losses.
So
but it's necessary.
Growth is where we're going, actually.
Oh I love the subject of growth.
Me
this
too.
This season, this year, this stage of my life. Growth. Looking forward to that conversation.
Thanks again. So it's a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
See you in the next one.
Love being here.
I love it here too.
In the next one.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.